知不觉已经看了7集了，虽然看了这么多集，也并没有让我想去玩英雄联盟这个游戏吧，但是我感觉真的就是在看的过程中，并没有把它当做一个游戏的，像是单元剧一样，而更像是一个真正独立的作品，每个角色都是那么的有血有肉。游戏的部分的话，就是看的过程中感受没有那么强烈嘛，但是上一集 Echo 和 Jinx 他们俩的这个对决，也不禁让我想到，就是因为我玩王者荣耀的话，一般也是玩射手位置，ADC AD， 那我一般喜欢玩孙尚香，然后他也是双马尾，我真的觉得就是2个辫子跟这种大炮这样子的武器真的太配了，尤其是就是那种大炮冲击后的那个震感，会把这2个这辫子就是甩起来。但是为什么上一集打戏让我想到就是射手的位置呢？因为我感觉就是玩射手，反正我最怕的就是这种近身战士。不知道 Echo 他在英雄联盟是什么样的定位吧？但是 Echo 这样上一集这种秃脸，我作为射手位的话，我是直接秒死的感觉。所以我就比较喜欢玩有位移的射手，或者说是有保护，就是有保护技能的。王座，他们家族吗？这是被迫害了。
When I was 10, your grandfather brought me to the aftermath of the Battle of Hildenar. He offered me a gold coin for every blade I retrieved from the fallen. Said we needed the steel. But I knew it was a lie. He wanted me to know death.
所以他也让他去见证吗？
Kino says war is a failure of statecraft.
Your brother thinks he can talk his way out of anything. He fancies himself a fox among the wolves. But mark me, child. If you want to last in this world, you must learn to be both the fox and the wolf.
We'll paint the walls in gold. Import crystal chandeliers. Advisors will enter here, but the regent will have her own secret entrance. She should have a kind, fat face, clever to charm her subjects, but pliable so we can mold her.
Perhaps she could be my daughter.
You'd give me a throne.
I will give you the world, child. If you prove you can take it.
最后他是没证明得了吗？所以才被。
What should we do with her?
She won't make trouble for us.
他心软了
Strip her of
吗
her？ possessions and send her to the farm.
没有让他死。
She's a symbol of the old regime. Kill her now. Only one must die. Let her live, and you may need to kill thousands.
We can show the people we are merciful.
Oh.
A wolf has no mercy.
Oh. 这个转场，所以这就是为什么他可能跟家族的理念是不合的。而现在他也正处于一个旧时代和新时代的这个交汇处，他又会怎么选择？
Will you be okay? I'll be right back. Okay.
哇，都是蓝色。他是要去找。他们这一次又错过了，又是 Silco 把 Jinx 带回了港湾。
It's gone. What?
was all for nothing.
到底谁才是真的 Jinx 的家人？这开头也是介绍了一些 Mel 他的这个背景故事，我很喜欢他每一集开头其实都有一些像是 flashback 一样，就能让我们更加去理解到每一个角色他们的这个立场。
Sir, we've secured the area. I've got orders to escort you back into the city. Sir? You alright?
哦，知道是那个炸弹。这更加激化了 Jace 他的这个动机了。
Who lives here? Another friend of yours?
哦，他妈妈也好帅啊！遗传他妈妈。
We were so worried. Thank goodness you're safe.
And you found a stray.
This is Vi. She's from the Undercity.
So I see. Could we have a word, Caitlin? In private.
You have to speak to the council.
Speak to the council. You understand you've broken several laws.
She was doing what she thought was right.
I'll take responsibility.
You're a councillor's daughter. Your actions reflect on the entire body.
My actions? You know what else reflects on the council? It's citizens living on the streets, being poisoned, having to choose between a kingpin who wants to exploit them and a government that doesn't give a shit.
Caitlin.
I'm sure our daughter could use some rest after her adventures.
I'll schedule an audience.
Thank you.
You and your friend can address the council yourselves. I'd suggest you prepare accordingly.
他妈妈虽然严厉，但其实还是挺 Caitlin 的。他也认识这科学家。哦，这就是最开始那个弄猫的时候吧，他就在。
Sometimes death is a mercy. She can take it. And before I begin, I must know. Are you prepared to lose her?
没有。
Jinx! Jinx! She won't die, Doctor. She can't.
Oh.
I understand. Please understand this is insanity.
天呐 ，Soko 他也。
I too once had a daughter.
天呐 ，Soko 他就是如此的缜密，这样的一个人也露出了他的马脚，就是在有软肋的时候。
Thought I might bend you here. You know, when I ask my mates what Silver's up to, your name's first out of their mouths. Sevika is out in the harbor.
这挑起内讧啊！
You're a scary lady.
Get to your point.
You run a tight ship, don't you? Except it's not your ship. It's his. And Jinx's.
This is your plan?
Undermine Silco by making a half-ass play of my ego. Gotta hand it to you, Finn. Every time I think
Oh.
Let's be plain then. He's slipping. The Undercity is devolving into chaos, and somehow I get the feeling he isn't up there balancing bookshelves. Jinx gets a whim. Suddenly
这还倒是
he's
对的。
chilly. And here you are, shoveling his shit. Ego is one thing.
哦。
You aren't the only one dissatisfied with his performance. There's bigger fish than Silco.
姐们儿说：“天的脑子要长出来了。”哦，露出了真容。这是那个信件吗？就是跟那个信件有关。
Hello. You didn't have to come out to meet me.
What are you doing here, Mother?
Can I not visit? I've heard stories of Piltover's
天呐，现在有更多的势力加入到这个故事里
Sail
了。
halfway across the continent to sample the local cuisine.
It's been over a decade, Mel.
Since you banished me.
Such drama. I sent you here to oversee our family's interests and grow yourself, which you have.
You said perhaps your sentimentality would be more
我还记得一清二楚。
overseas.
You have your father's memory.
Don't try to ingratiate yourself with me.
Mel.
Or that.
看到 Piltover 现在的这个功绩才找到他女儿，要不然他根本都不找他女儿。
Your brother's gone.
What happened?
He crossed the wrong man. I was distracted. That's a mistake I can't take back. Your Jace Talus has turned his eye to Hextech weaponry.
I knew it.
War is coming. You've let the problems of your Undercity fester too long.
Piltover isn't like Noxus. War isn't our first and every recourse. I sponsored Hextech to protect the city, not burn it to the ground.
It's not conjecture. It's a fact. Weapons can't be unmade, and they are always used. I'm here to help guide you to the right decisions.
I don't need your guidance.
We'll see.
Miss
不会是要联姻吧？
Yes?
Yes. It's for me, dear.
啊，
I'm off to sample the local cuisine.
但那哥们儿怎么长得有点像 Victor？
We'll present our case to the council tonight.
You did all this yourself? Without even going down there? And I thought power could
Aw.
get obsessed.
What happened to her? It's not your fault.
When my parents were still alive, me and Powder used to share a bed like this, except maybe half the size. We played a game where we pretended to be bigger and bigger monsters. So she would say, "I'm a slug monster with venom for ooze." And I would say, "Well, I'm a slug eating crab with razor spikes." Sometimes I'd get carried away and she'd be scared. I didn't want her to start crying and wake my parents up, so I pretended to chase my own monsters away. I'd say, "No monster's gonna get you when I'm here." Then a real monster showed up. And I just ran away. I left her.
哦， 他自主的行为，那个博士的想法。
I'm so sorry, Powder. Your sister is Jinx. I understand this must be painful.
别这样对。
It will only get worse.
What have you done? I saved her life.
但是是用 shimmer。哦，好可爱呀、你啊，他都没有见过吧？都是那个 shimmer 的那个纹儿。我去，可爱。
Get away from her. Oh, ingenious. Though the
哦，他
effects seem
他要找到
You're wrong.
firelights。
Air is denser.
Oh, are you all right, Dad?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just sprained my ankle. Are you Counselor Heimerdinger?
It's just Heimerdinger now.
What are you doing on this side of the river?
I wanted to offer my assistance to the citizens of the Undercity, but it seems I'm unwelcome. What is it?
We're having the exact same day.
Cool.
That looks like more than a sprain. You need medical attention.
I have to get home. It isn't safe for me here. I don't know how I'm gonna get down there with my leg busted. Well, you're holding my ride.
Do they teach military history at your academy, Mr. Tallis?
It's, Counselor Tallis. And I'm not sure.
The Elorian general, Sonam Palak, used to find ways to meet his enemies blindfolded. He said a man's mind hides behind his body. Somehow I doubt he ever tried fists,
You're Mel's mom.
among other things. Squeeze, child. You won't break it.
I do have other matters, so if you'll excuse
The
me.
threat of the Undercity is real. Your leadership is impotent.
We may not be Noxus, but Piltover isn't as helpless as you think.
Who said anything about Piltover? The Council is the problem. The mind hiding behind the body. Navigating your current crisis requires expertise you lack.
Do you know what the success rate for Senior Academy inventors is? 3%. We're no strangers to failure. What makes this the city of progress is that
进步之城不是战争之城。
So thank you for your advice, Mrs. Medorna. But I have a city to run.
Wait. I see why this province and my daughter have fallen for.
我这疤痕，
You have the passion of youth. I have experience. I want you to succeed here, Jace. To grace the world with Hextech. But if
但
you
他
don't
还有别的
accept
目的。
realities, I fear you'll end up like General Parlek, slaughtered with your eyes closed.
但是还是能看出来 Mel 他有些地方还是继承了他母亲的，有一些可能是父亲的。
We have greater concerns than a dip in profits. The sheriff betrayed us. We need better information.
We need to act before anyone else gets killed.
Perhaps Marcus was operating independently. What could anyone in the Undercity offer him that he didn't have up here?
It's not what they offered him. It's what he had to lose.
Counselors, my daughter has a unique insight into our situation.
Thank you. Counselors, this is Vi. She was born in the Undercity. Even though we failed her in countless ways, she risked everything to show me what life is really like down there. People are starving, sick, ravaged by Shimmer. They live in constant fear of the coordinated efforts of violent crime lords. One man leads these efforts, Silco.
We've done investigations of Silco. They yielded no such level of organization.
And who led these investigations?
What does the Silco even want from us?
He believes the Undercity should be independent. He calls it the nation.
他想独立，但是他的心现在不完全在独立上了。
What about these? Do you know who made them?
No. Well,
Her name is Jinx.
This Jinx has the gemstone. Then we have to go in by force.
That could trigger war.
there are good people down there.
Bad ones, too.
Even if we wanted to invade, they have Shimmer.
We have Hextech.
What happened to you?
We've been talking about talking for weeks now. They're still cleaning the blood off the bridge. When do we say enough is enough?
Jace, you don't know more.
Oh.
I do. It must be our last resort. There may be a diplomatic solution.
She's right.
What? You want to negotiate with him? It may be the only way to avoid further bloodshed. This is insane. Did you learn nothing? You can't talk to him. He hates you, everything you stand for. He will never back down.
Enforcers, please escort them out.
Forget it. I remember where your fancy damn door is.
Why? Wait. Wait! Where are you going?
I don't know. Back where I came from? Seems like that's what everyone up here wants.
I can fix this.
You can't. This is how things are, how they've always been. I was so stupid to think it could change.
There must be something else we can do. Some other way. We'll make a new plan. We have to try.
We tried, okay? It wasn't enough. Top side and bottom.
哦，分层的。
What about us?
Oil and water. Wasn't meant to be.
哦，不要分手。
Do yourself a favor, Cupcake. Go back to that big, shiny house of yours and just forget me, okay?
他从小瘸着的腿现在可以走了，就因为 Shimmer。哦，这质感。哇，好美啊，星空。哦 ，Victor。哦。 我天呐，我好喜欢他这个月光下追赶的这一幕。应该就是 Shimmer 加上他自己的这个肉身和这个符文的相互的交互吗？他都变得这么瘦了。
I was hoping you might take a look at something I've been working on. Victor, I was inspired by your... Everything you do inspires me.
已经不受控了。他是被传送了吗？他们都被传送了，应该是，还是
？Sky? No, that can't.
啊，衣服还在。这就是Heimerdinger他害怕的事情。
You want to make Silco pay for what he's done?
I could have you arrested.
You guys really like to bandy that threat around. You ever been to Stillwater?
No.
So you just wave an arm, have someone dragged off, don't bother to find out what it does to someone being stuffed in a stone box for weeks or months or even years?
Yeah. I want to make Silco pay.
I want in.
There is no in. You heard the council.
Fuck the council. You said you were tired of doing nothing. That's the only sensible thing that came out of anyone's mouth tonight.
I'm not a vigilante.
上有那个
You're a victim.
很适合外，但是就像 Vander 的那个手套一样。
So people notice you when you raise your hand in the boardroom?
We built them from
有力量才有发言权。
Someone close to me had a pair of these. You're the first person Caitlin looked for when we made it to topside. Of everyone up here, you're the one she trusted to do something.
What do you want me to do? Arrest him?
Silco controls the Undercity with Shimmer. Shut down his supply, and it's only a matter of time before his own people turn on him.
And how do we do that?
Take out his manufacturing facilities. Hit him hard and fast before he can react.
但是 Silco 那边现在也有内讧了。
So, we got a deal, pretty boy?
Oh. 这么大锤。哦，我这太帅了，根本都看不清。又是这样的一个窄桥上，哦，哦，太帅了吧！哇！这打击感，我这次可以啊，有点身手的。哇，弹射！哦，哇！不是，他们这要是真的把这种东西量产了，他们这个真的是很大的威胁了，对于其他地方。哦，这大炮一样。啊！这次他自己还刚在那个议会上面说要阻止伤亡。哦，他们只是一些工人，也是被搜扣这样子。哇，这段小提琴。哦。哦，就像那天的雨。 他不会忘掉你的。哦 ，Jinx 已经盯上他了。哦，但是好帅啊！我的天呐 ，Jinx 他已经完全是跟那个 Shimmer 应该是 Shimmer 发出那种光吧，粉蓝了。这一集 Victor 他在这个月下的这个奔跑，真的是看到我心里去了。从小就无法站立的这条腿，终于能够脚踏实地踩出这么掷地有声的一步，然后他就这样不停的往前奔跑，这对于他来说真的就像重获了一种新生一样，所以他一定要不顾自己的腿，不停的这样往前冲，去感受这条腿它的这个存在和力量。我也非常能理解为什么 Victor 他就是已经抛弃了其他那些什么科研研究，而是像被这个符文给奴隶了一样。这真的是他唯一的希望，他已经把全身心的放在了这个自己救助自己的腿上面。他真的就是在不断的突破自己的这个极限，但是这个还是酿造了这个悲剧吧。不知道 Sky 他到底是被传到哪里去了，而且其实那个符文这个 core 它其实已经发生了一些形态上的改变吧。这真的就是科研中的不可确定性，这太大的风险了。这个 core 它像是已经跟 Victor 产生了很强的这种联系了，估计是因为长时间就是吸 Victor 的血。Sky 他不是 ，Sky 更像是跟这个 core 有一个这个反抗这排斥力，所以可能 Sky 他就会被就是驱逐之类的，但是 Victor 他就是没有关系，也可能预示着这个 core 他已经有一些自己的意识，最终还是像 Heimerdinger 他所畏惧的这些事情，悲剧还是产生了嘛。我觉得 Arcane 他真的塑造了几对还是挺不同的这种家长和子女之间的关系嘛。就像 Mel 他的这个家庭，他的这个背景故事在开头展开的时候，就是凸显出了他的这个行政的这个理念跟他母亲是非常不一样的。当然就是也受整个他们这个国家的整体的风格影响吧，就可能国家就是比较好战的那种，然后他母亲也是更加的重视这个权利啊利益之类的。Mel 他就像这一集在议会的发言一样，就是他还是更加的追寻一种可以外交的手段，或者应该说是可持续性发展，就像他当初不想杀掉那个旧时代的那个姑娘一样，就也越来越能看出来为什么 Mel 他被就是 Jace 所吸引。Jace 他在至少这一集之前真的是跟 Mel 站在同一战线的吧，就是他们真的都是希望这个进步之城去颠覆，但是是往好的方向去进步，不是去杀戮或者说是战争。但是其实细看呢 Mel 他的母亲我觉得也不能说是完全不爱他的，我觉得他更像是一种放养的那种姿态吧，就像他说的，就是像是把他放过来是训练一样。他们俩的这个关系还挺微妙的，其实我还挺好奇就是后续他们的这个展开。我真的是越来越喜欢 Kate 了，他就是对自己的父母控诉这个议会的这个无能，真的是太帅了。但是我在打开 Arcane 之前绝对想不到会有就是这么缠绵的关系，就是 Caitlyn 和 Vi， 就是从这个窗户这儿一起进到 Caitlyn 屋里的这段，莫名的有一种罗密欧与朱丽叶的感觉。然后就是 Vi 和 Caitlyn 他们俩这样子冲着彼此躺在床上这一幕，真的很容易让人想入翩翩。他们俩在雨中分别的这一幕看得我也很揪心。当然 Y 他说的很多话并不是就是真的是那个意思吧，他从这一次跟议会的这个交流和这个交汇上面更能看出来，就其实也不针对于 Kate 吧，他就是看出了自己作为底层，作为这个下层人和这个上层整个这种社会是分裂的分层的。很显然 Caitlyn 他并不这么觉得，他在浴室里面不断的去回放他跟 Y 在雨中分别这一幕，也像是在无声的拒绝，他不会忘掉他的。就这 Jinx 他被救活了这一幕，那个博士像是背叛了 Silco 似的，但是他还是救活了 Jinx， 所以他应该是就是为了防止 Silco 耽误他的这个就是救女儿的这么一个步骤，所以呢他就先让 Silco 睡着，然后呢把 Jinx 就是通过这种不好的手段救好，然后再让他醒来。就是他也说到了他也有个女儿，所以他可能也是那种救女心切吧，毕竟这个手段还是有风险的嘛。但是 Jinx 他还是恢复过来了。Jinx 他跟 Y 这个分别也同样很虐，就是又像是第3集一样，他回去想去找到 Jinx， 但是他们又是这样错过了。再一次把 Jinx 从低谷这样捞起来的人还是 Silco 真的很爱他。随着这个故事发展和不同的这个权力的斗争，就是现在也出现了一些上层和下层一些意想不到的这个组合吧。不管是 Heimerdinger 他找到了 Firelight 他们，还是说这集 Jace 和 Y 的这个合作，他们两个面对这个共同的敌人，也就是 Silco 选择达成一致。但我真的觉得 Y 他已经就是要到一个临界点了，虽然 Jinx 也一样吧，就 Y 他也已经是被折磨的不行了，就是他对 Jinx 的事情真的特别痛心，他真的要赶紧想去解决掉 Silco， 或者说是除掉他一直饱受着这种身心上的这个折磨，所以到了这一个临界点，他选择了重拳出击。当然了，这也就像 Mel 他们其他议员所反对的一样，是会酿造悲剧的。就像这个小孩他的死，他们都是饱受着这个地下城的很多折磨的，无辜生命的牺牲其实是 Jace 他不想看到的，但是这就是他这种行为所酿造的这个代价吧。这一集不管是桥上那些死尸，还是这个小孩的死，都对 Jace 真的产生了很多影响。就是他不像 Mel 他早就见证过一些死亡嘛，我就觉得他应该也会不断的去质疑自己的这些抉择了。一旦是这样选择大打出手，选择开战，就避免不了会有这种牺牲嘛。不得不说这一集 Jace 他跟 Y 他们在这个工厂的这段打戏也是非常的炸裂。我很喜欢就是他很会运用到这些就是色彩的碰撞吧，就像不管是那个绿色的短刃，还是 Y 和 Jace 他们这种蓝色的这个炮击，还是 Shimmer 他这个紫粉色的爆炸烟雾，我真的觉得这做的太妙了。现在真的就是最担心 Jinx 他会有什么所作所为了。最后露出来的他这个凝视，但是还挺帅的。一直以来，其实我觉得 Y 和 Silco 虽然都是以爱着 Jinx 他的这个名义，但是其实我觉得也都在双重的压力给到 Jinx 吧。一方面是 Y 他想要就是唤醒 Jinx 他 Powder 的那一面嘛，就是想把他带回到自己的身边，想让他做回 Powder 那种感觉。而这边 Silco 呢，却一直在唤醒他心中混沌的那一面，想要把他留住在他的身边，变得更加强大，去杀掉弱小的自己。但是这些所有的部分都不是说 Jinx 他能随意这样切割掉的，这些所有的这些元素都是组成了 Jinx 他之所以是 Jinx 的部分嘛。我觉得 Jinx 他很大程度上就是象征了就是地下城嘛，他就像地下城一样，一定会迎来一个大爆发的。那这视频到这结束，我们下期再见，拜拜。OK， bye。